Welcome back. So, in this class, we will learn about different loop control statements. So, in general, the loop control statements change execution from its normal sequence. So we have a defined arrangement of statements for a iteration statement, and when you are applying some control statements, it will change execution control from the normal sequence. When the execution leaves a scope, all automatic objects that were created in that scope are destroyed. So the various control statements include break statement, continue statement, and go to statement. The break statement, it terminates the loop or switch statement and transfers execution to the statement immediately following the loop or switch. So it transfers execution to the statement immediately following the loop or switch. So once you are putting the break inside a loop, it will just come out of the loop, giving the control to the next statement. Continue statement, it causes the loop to skip the remainder of its body and immediately retest its prior condition to reiterate it. In the case of go to statement, it transfers control to the label statement, though it is not advised to go to statement in your program. I'll tell you what these things mean. Okay, break statement. See the flow chart, it will be very clear for you. You have a conditional code, condition. If it is this is true, it will be keep on executing as if putting the break just outside the conditional code. Uh, the program will come out of the uh, loop. Let's see that. The break statement has the following two usages in C++. When the break statement is encountered inside a loop, the loop is immediately terminated and the program control resumes at the next statement following the loop. It can be used to terminate a case in a switch statement. Syntax is break. This is the syntax which I use in C problem. It will be nice for you. Hash include input output stream, namespace std, integer main, local variable declaration, integer at 10, do loop execution. Okay. It's a do while loop. Do count see out value of a and line a plus 1, a greater than 15 is a condition. Here we have a if loop inside the do while loop. If a is greater than 15, terminate the loop break while less than 20. So see the main problem or the main program is like do and it is while a less than 20. We have initial 10. So this would have executed 10, 11, 12, 13 up to 19. Plus you're putting an if loop inside this one, putting a greater than 15 just close the loop. So the next value will be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. At 16 point, this will come out of the loop. See what happens. Okay, this value of a is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If this if condition with the break was not there, you will have values up to 90. That was clear for you. You are using the break statement. Similarly, we have the continuous statement. The continuous statement works somewhat like the break statement. Instead of forcing termination, like we seen before, it continue forces the next iteration of the loop to take place, keeping any code in between. Syntax is continue. This is general flowchart. We'll see a problem. Same problem. Include input output stream using namespace std main integer at 10 do. Okay, if a equal to 50, we have a 10. If this condition is there, a equal to 50 or equal to or must equal to 50. skip the iteration. This is not read by the computer. A equal to a plus 1, continue. See out value of a plus 1 file return. So once a program comes control to a equal to 10, yeah, do a equal to 50. So this condition is actually not true, right? So the value will okay. What is happening here? Just look. If a is equal to 50, a is equal to a plus 1. So this is the main function do. The control comes into this one. If a equal to 15, this condition is actually not true, right? Because then this won't be executed. It will keep on continue. Then put continue means it will come to the next one. See out value of a. Value of a is 10, correct? 10. And then increment by 1 plus 1. While a is less than 22. So again comes to the first. So till 11, sorry, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. When it comes to 15, yeah, correct. A is equal to 15. This is to just to skip the iteration. Then a equal to a plus 1. So the value is changed to the 16. This comes to the continue. Continue means it just skips and comes to the origin, the starting of the program. That's why 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is missing. That means the iteration is not executed to the full. Just continue the continue. We hand over the control to the main statement. Go to statement. I told it in the previous class introduction. So we have the syntax is like we have a go to left. We have one loop, loop number two, in which loop number two we are naming as B, and in the first loop we are telling go to B. That means the control will jump to the B. So just like calling the loop by name or calling the function by name. Okay, a go to statement provides an unconditional jump from the go to a labeled statement in the same function. Very important. From unconditional jump from go to a label statement in the same function. Note, use of go to statement is highly discouraged because it makes difficult to trace the control flow of a program, making the program hard to understand and hard to modify. Any program that uses a go to statement can be rewritten so that it doesn't need a go to. You can always there an option for replacing with another function. Where label is the identifier that identifies a label statement. A label statement is any statement that is preceded by an identifier and followed by a colon. You can see go to label. So this label can be anything. That means any word can be used instead of label. So that should come here. It should come colons after that name. Is example code. We have statement one, statement two, statement three. Suppose by executing the statement one, we are putting inside that one go to level three. So it will jump to the statement three. We're executing the statement. So yes, a problem. Sorry. Yeah. Hash include input output stream using namespace std hash integer main local variable declaration integer 10 loop execution loop. We're putting loop. So this is the label. This is the label. Identify that with that symbols. 2. If a equal to 15, skip the interaction. A plus 1. 10. So like in the previous problem, we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. As the 15th statement. 15. When it comes, skip the iteration. A equal to 16 changing value. Again go to loop. So that basically that instead of continue, we can here the go to loop is used. So in this one, the 15 value won't be there because the iteration is not completed. Okay, the value or the control will jump to the do statement as it is the go to loop is here, while the value 15 is processed. So that's the importance of the go to statement. So it's clear that we can use the continuous statement instead of go to loop. This won't be easy for reading by a easy for it won't have a readability. Next is the exit statement. Exit function declared in standard library routines terminates the C++ program. The value supplied as an argument to exit is returned to the operating system as the program's return code or exit code. Syntax is exit 0. By convention, a return code of 0 means that the program completed successfully. Issue a return statement from the main function is equivalent to calling exit function with return values. So the return statement is the return statement which were commonly used in a program is a similar to the exit statement. Example, you have hash include iostring, hash include string using namespace std integer main hello tom inline cout hello jerry 0. So this is actually an exit statement. So directly just the weddings will be displayed. Hello hello jerry. Similarly, here also we have exit 0. So we'll see what happens. As a providing the exit just after the first C out, this will come out of the loop. The difference between the first and second example. It's a programming exercise. Try to write a program to print the sum and average of n random numbers. Write a program to print first n natural numbers. Write a program to generate a series of even numbers from 1 to 50. Write a program to print the alphabets of A to Z. Try these problems by your own. I will try to uh, record a class on these programs later. Okay. Next one is arrays. Array is like a proper management or a beautiful management of data. The C++ it provides a data structure called as the array, which stores a fixed size sequential collection of elements of same type. The array is used to store a collection of data of same type stored in consecutive memory locations, but it's often more useful to think of an array as a collection of variable of the same type. Collection of variable of the same type. A specific element in an array is accessed by an index. The lowest address corresponds to the first element and the highest address to the last element. The arrays can be a single dimensional, multidimensional. How to declare an array? To declare an array in C++, the programmer specifies the type of elements and the number of elements required by an array. So this is general syntax. This is an introduction. The module 3 uh, we will study the arrays in detail in the module 3 and module 4. The general syntax like type, like integer, float, anything can be the type. Array name, any name you can give. You can give class, size of the array. This is called as a single dimensional array. Only one type of values are taken. The array size must be an integer. So this must be an integer greater than 0 and the type can be any value data type. It can be a character, integer, float, anything. For example, to declare a 10 element array called balance of type double, use this statement. Double is the type, balance is array name, size is 10. So this can accommodate up to 10 values. How to initialize arrays? So you see a type double balance. So double, then the name is balance with 5 inputs 1000 to 3.4 17 5 50.0. So if you're doubling, we can use the decimals. The number of values between the braces cannot be larger than the number of elements that we declare for the array between the square brackets. So this should be maximum should be equal to the minimum. The number of inputs cannot be greater than the defined size of the array. If you omit the size of the array is just big enough to hold the initialization which is created. Okay, so we are not defining anything, it's fine. Double parents, it's an open array. We have five values, parents four. So uh, while storing these values in the computer's processor, it will like the first value will be awarded 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Total will be 5 elements. First will be in the zeroth position. So when we're calling parents 4, the fourth position, which is the fifth element, 50 will be displayed. Hope it's clear. How to access the array. So now we just learn how to input the values into an array, how to take the values out of the array. An element is accessed by indexing the array name. This is done by placing the index of the element within square brackets after the name of the array. For example, double salary equal to balance 9. So double salary is equal to balance 9. At ninth position will be value be taken. The above statement will be taking the 10th element in the ninth position from the array and assign the value to the salary variable. You can try these programs, calculate the sum average and RMS of n entire numbers and to uh, add elements of two and one dimensional arrays. This is a program. Still early to learn, but still we can have a look. Okay. Hash include input output stream. Hash include CMath because we are using some RMS, mean, etc. as directly into this one. So this needs some mathematical library functions. That's why we are using CMath in addition to the input output stream. So always for advanced mathematical functions use the CMath. Hash input input stream. Hash input CMath. Which is namespace std. Integer weight. Brackets integer n. Double type of data. Some mean RMS name. See out enter size of the array. So this will be uh, visible in the user's screen to enter the size of the array. Yeah. See input. We are going to input some value. Enter the elements. And so if we are putting five elements, we can enter only five elements or less than five. I think should put five elements because it will keep on asking. Okay, so this is the definition or input things in the program. Then once the value is input, then we have a for loop to uh, arrange the elements in the array. So for integer, j is equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. So j is initially 0, number of elements is n, j plus plus. See number j. Sum plus is equal to some number j. So while executing the for loop, we have input number j, then sum. This will be keep on adding the value. Once we are applying, suppose we are putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First case 1 will be ended, then it will be coming as sum. Then again 2 ended, 1 plus 2 will be the sum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 will be the value of the sum in the fifth iteration. Very important. Mean is equal to sum by number of times. See out the ended array. So we can. This is how to get the output as a array. Okay, for integer j is equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus, term plus is equal to power of j minus mean to the power square. This is to find the term. And next we have the RMS. This is the square root of the time. Time is actually basically the difference between the value to the mean to the square. So we need the square root of these values to get the RMS. So see out, getting the values outside, then we can print the required thing. So just compare with the uh, screen. Okay, first this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 will be executed by the compiler. Each statement and size of the array. The user is putting 5. That's fine. Then enter the elements. So he put 34. Then again the screen will come here to put the values, 5 values, 23, 38, 76, 12. So up to here 11 is completed. Sorry, 10 is completed. Then 11 will be executed, 12 will be a blank space. 13, it is just basically adding to the sum. The sum is equal to main equal to sum by n. This it is calculated from 19th onwards. See out the ended array. So we are calling the value out. Yeah. So this calculation is done, and see out space j. We know value of j is 0 first, then number j. What is stored in the 0th position? And then so 0 position is 34, first position is 3, fourth position is 12. So this will be output of the 24th statement. Then 27, 28, 29 is executed. Sum of the elements in the array is sum. Sum is already calculated here. In the 16th statement, sum will be obtained as 183. 28. Sum of the average of elements of the array, mean. The mean will come control to this 18th statement, sum by n. Okay. RMS value of the element, RMS. Control will come to the 23rd statement. Yeah. So all the values are displayed. So we also have the multidimensional arrays. So here we have seen only one type of one dimension of arrays. It's just an introduction. We'll see in detail in the next module. The general form of the multidimensional array is type name. So this type and name is same. Then we have a number of brackets depending upon the number of dimensions. If are two-dimensional, two sizes, three-dimensional, three sizes, and so on. So if we have three-dimensional, 5, 10, and 4 elements, we can put integer as a type data, 3 as three dimension as the name, 5, 10, 4 in the three dimension. The simplest form of a multidimensional array is the two-dimensional array. A two-dimensional array is in essence an list of one-dimensional arrays. To declare a two-dimensional integer array of size xy, we need to write something as follows. We can write like the type of data, name of the array, and the size of the array. Where type can be any valid C++ data. We told it can be integer, float, double float, or character also it can be. A dimensional array can be think as a table, which we will have x number of rows and y number of columns. A dimensional array which contains 3 rows and 4 columns can be shown as below. It's not put in the PPT, so I think you can know how it is arranged in the two-dimensional, like the matrix, two-dimensional array. Okay, we'll wind up for today. Thank you.